Hello there, and welcome to another Loofy vlog. I am Seleuf, the Floofy Loofy, and today I thought I'd pick up a thread from a previous video and talk about Merfolk, and just what sort of technology they could have. As I mentioned in that previous vlog about aliens, environment plays a major part in what sort of technology can be developed. It's actually an interesting meta-view if we step back a bit. Environment shapes biology, environment and biology shapes technology, environment, biology, and technology shapes civilizations. But let us not forget choice in that equation, because choice plays a huge part in all of this as well. Do you think the environment shaped the peacock's elaborate tail feathers? Well, it didn't. Those feathers actually get in its way. It was the choice of the peahens, and what they thought was attractive, that shaped his feathers through sexual selection, as opposed to the survival of the fittest natural selection. And there are way more examples, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. Back to Merfolk. So, to get Merfolk, let's take a bunch of early humans, throw them in the ocean, and give them a few 100,000 to a million years to evolve under the ocean's environmental pressures, with a preference for continuing to use their hands and tools, and sexual selection accounting for the various other retained humanoid features. Plausible Merfolk achieved. Now for their technology. For starters, they'd have rocks. Rocks are everywhere. Stone Age achieved... Oh, wait, hold on. What about fire? For humans, fire was a big deal. It allowed the cooking of food, thereby unlocking more of the nutrients which could be used to fuel those crazy brains. Later also used for metallurgy and further technological advancements, so pretty important. So for Merfolk, assuming they're taking a similar path to and through technology, stone tools would allow them to dig out caves, which could be designed as water locks, which could have long thin air holes up to the surface, and provide general safety and comfort and air for them to breathe when resting or sleeping. If the air tunnels were large or numerous enough, they could theoretically build cooking fires in there. If they are able to venture into the deep oceans, they could find and make use of hydrothermic vents, which get really hot, and are somewhat toxic, but I'm sure the Merfolk could be just as ingenuitive as their human cousins. Or ignorant of the dangers. Fire smoke isn't healthy either, but that didn't stop us from gathering around it. Other materials at hand include kelp for rope and nets, shark teeth and whale bones for purposes more delicate than what rocks can handle, shark skin in place of sandpaper. The list goes on, and that's not even mentioning driftwood and other land materials that can fall into the water. So I'd say Stone Age would actually be relatively easy for them to achieve, or retain if they had already achieved it before entering the water. But what about beyond that? Well, again, if they are able to reach the hydrothermic vents, they could conceivably construct ovens around them, or, more accurately, forges. As said, they get very hot, over 370 degrees Celsius or 700 degrees Fahrenheit on their own. Construct a good forge around it that traps and builds the heat, and it could potentially get hot enough to melt iron. Theoretically. No one's actually tested this because of the immense depths and pressures, and that immense pressure might also have some other side effects, but theoretically. Or they could construct a forge similarly to how we did it in the beginning. We built our earliest forges out of mere fire pits on the ground covered with clay, so the Merfolk could do the same, just inside one of their caves with ample ventilation, or even on an island potentially considered sacred, which they crawl up on in a manner similar to seals. But those are my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, click like. If you enjoyed it a lot, consider sharing it around and subscribing to my channel. It really helps me out a lot and would make my day. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and all sorts of places. Google me. I am Seleuf everywhere. There are also links in the description below if you're feeling lazy. That's all I've got for you today. Off and away!